Evil Dead is one of my all-time favorite, if not the best horror franchise of all time. Directed by Sam Raimi, who would go on to work on the critically acclaimed Spider-Man trilogy. Before it got fucked by the MCU. Oh, and censoring jokes for being homophobic because we can't have humor in our movies anymore.
That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
The film began as a short film named Within the Woods, which was a proof of concept of what would be a film named Evil Dead. All of that of a string budget of $1,600. Damn. And later on, Sam would remake the film as The Evil Dead, with only 300 times the budget, only being this much in total. It wasn't your typical big budget horror film with well-known Hollywood actors. This was straight up a B movie made by a couple of friends. Back when horror movies were actually films that lived up to the given genre and actually did things such as setting up the environment, special effects, and stop motion. But it just goes without saying that 70s and 80s and 90s were experimental time for horror movies in general. It wasn't your typical comedy horror. As a horror itself, it does its job as being fucking scary whilst having elements of campiness that satirize the B-movie horror genre pretty well. Which was basically what Evil Dead was. Just campy B-movie with a fuck ton of gore. And it's got its place on the video nasties list as well as being banned in the UK for a while.
This stupid country.
It's not one of the best in the series today considering its unnerving atmosphere. Oh, and tree rape. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't care if Sam Raimi regretted the scene. This defines the movie for me. Seems like this movie was way ahead of its time in terms of having things rape humans. I mean, Yurosaki Doji, I think I pronounced that wrong, did something similar, but with tentacles. Yo, what the fuck am I looking at? Is that this dude's leg inside of this monster's, like, urethra? What, like, yo. Oh, and we have the domestic beating of your typical annoying 50s or 60s housewife that would refuse to get into the kitchen. Yeah, Ash, you beat the shit out of that hoe. She'll hold a real man in the house. Then we got Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, which was basically a balance between horror and a comedy. But basically my second favourite film in the franchise. Then we got Army of Darkness to end the trilogy, which was mostly a comedy and a fantasy.
No! Oh, you miserable bags of bones!
Which had some pretty funny, weird, Three Stooges inspired comedy to go with it.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down!
My fair lady, ha!
Oh, and we had the Army of Darkness comics too. And a decade later we got 3 games, with Evil Dead Regeneration being the best one for me exactly. Then the 2013 remake, which is okay on its own, I guess. And then we go Ash vs Evil Dead, which makes up for the remake. Oh, and the Evil Dead the game, which I guess is some sort of online-only game that nobody talks about today. Gee, go fucking figure. But when have online-only games ever stayed relevant after a month?
You serve me no purpose.
Then we got this. So, Evil Dead Rise? Like, this is a thing? Wait, a new Evil Dead movie? In the current year? Like, I must be fucking dreaming, dude. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, let's fucking go, dude! Like, we haven't had an installment since Ash vs Evil Dead. Like, I wonder how this is going to live up to the classics. Or maybe it's going to be underwhelming just like the 2014 remake. Anyway, let's watch the trailer. This shit looks like your typical Blumhouse movie with jump scares and generic cinematography. So far, this has given me 2013 remake vibes if it was worse somehow. Despite how the remake was decent as it was, considering it had some things going on for it. And yes, I did say the Evil Dead remake was good. Fight me! I mean, it wasn't perfect, it was heavily flawed as it was. But at least it did feel like I was watching an R-rated movie, but what do I know?
I had to do it. I feel much better now.
Maybe I'm overreacting and making baseless assumptions. I mean, the trailer would normally suck as opposed to watching the actual movie, so after watching a movie, I could be dumbfounded after proving me wrong. Yep, I stand by everything I said prior. This is just a below-average horror movie. This literally feels like one of those PG-13 horror movies that is just safe for everyone, with inoffensive without even trying to take risks to offend people. This literally feels like it's made for the Zoomer generation of horror movies, where certain scenes have to trend on TikTok to get recognition. I mean, that's not horror. Oh, and just to get sidetracked for a second, here's a movie that I watched back in January to further prove my point. Megan or Mfregan, which was one of those types of movies that was hip and with the current generation, especially with the funny dancing scene. Look at how funny this dancing scene is. Isn't it funny of how out of place it is for a horror movie? Oh my god! Anyway, Mfregan was your typical type movie, which was designed to make a quick buck in the Hollywood industry. Gee, I would never would have guessed. Especially when the funny thing is, it's not even a fucking horror movie. It's more of a thriller, if anything. This should have been rated 12 rather than a 15, to be honest. No gore, and a lack of blood. I mean, except for the elevator scene, I guess. It's just an average movie that I'll never watch again, because why the fuck should I, right? It's just your typical boring, predictable movie where you know exactly what's going to happen. And I'm spoiling this movie because fuck you. Like, you're not going to watch the movie anyway, so what the fuck is the point of me giving a disclaimer? Let's see. Little girl's parents die in a car crash. Oh no. Aunt raises her. She is a little shit who wants a new friend. Oh hey, look, her aunt and her team have been working on a robot doll to be friendly as a new friend for her. Oh my god, look at what the AI and the robot can do. Isn't it amazing? Hey, wait a minute, something's off. It's an evil doll who kills people. What? Where did I see that coming? And then she goes insane and kills everyone in the building. Hey, the evil doll is back and she's ready to kill the aunt. The kid still doesn't realize she's evil. The aunt fights the doll. Denise helps fighting off the doll. And then they live happily ever after a St. Elixir comes to life. Dun dun dun. And then it ends. There, I've summarized the movie in one fucking paragraph. And hopefully I saved the cash in your pocket. Like, just go watch The Orphan movie from 2009. Like, that's a better horror movie with a similar premise done right. Except, you know, it's a fucking human and not a fucking robot. What is also fucking retarded is that they're now doing safe, edgy shit that people from DeviantArt or Twitter would shit their pants over because they're fucking fragile. Now, I'm going to show you a drawing of some autistic shit made by somebody that I'm not going to name, nor I know the name of, to show exactly what these types of movie studios are doing to appeal to these said safe, edgy people. Look at the blood and an evil, edgy smile. Grrr. Ain't that so rebellious? Satan, guys. Hell, Satan. Anyways, you guys may be asking me this. What the fuck does this have to do with the video? Well, I'm so glad you asked, since this drawing summarizes the type of audience that they're appealing to. The type that makes safe, edgy jokes and worship the devil to rebel against their Christian parents whilst being scared of gore, racist jokes, and just dark humor in general.
Dude, I don't know. Can someone? I don't know how to turn it off.
Lock the chat, Jewel. Lock them.
I don't know how to turn it off.
I deleted the channel.
Did it too.
Because they support Pride Month to show how inclusive they are to the trannies and the gays and shit. Look at how hip I am, guys. The reason why I brought this up because it just feels like a typical Blumhouse movie that I just stated before, except it's a bit more toned up for the R rating, which really it isn't. Like, come on, like, is it though? Whatever happened to the old Evil Dead when it felt like something that you shouldn't have been watching? Because it was designed to be the type of movie that your mother would hate and not like to see you watch. Oh yeah, and should I address the elephant in the room? Where the fuck is Ash Williams? Where's the camp? Where's the overly gory detail that the originals have? Where's the horror? Where's the atmosphere? Where's the environment? The original had detailed gore that was attention to detail, not just pouring gallons of blood onto some fucking random fucking room. Like, speaking of environment, I want you to look at this one scene in Evil Dead, the original, when they go into the cabin for the first time. The lighting gives off the vibes that it's a place that hasn't seen the sunlight in forever. And there are moments of creepy ambience that really set the tone of the uncanny environment being in the cabin in the middle of nowhere. It really gives you the feel that you're being watched and something is observing you from far away, and that something is going to happen. This is how you do horror. No music, just ambience and good old lighting. We don't need music playing in every fucking scene. And before this review starts, yes, this is going to be spoiler heavy. Why? Because fuck this movie, that's why. You're not going to watch this movie anyway, so what the fuck is even the point of me giving the disclaimer? Like I said with Freegan, just go watch the original Evil Dead trilogy, or even Ash vs. Evil Dead. Or even the Evil Dead and Army of Darkness comics. At least they have Ash as the main character and something to do with Evil Dead as the most part. So we start off with the flying camera though. You know, it starts pretty good with the demon flying around. Ew, what the fuck is this ugly ass woman? Oh my god.
What the fuck, Caleb?
Okay, this is just too easy.
This is my boomstick.
Until you see the shot I got. You look like you were gonna shit a brick out sideways.
Oh wait, it's a zoom with a drone, okay.
Shouldn't you go see if Jessica is feeling any better?
She'll be fine. I gave her Klonopin so she can sleep off whatever the fuck is wrong with her. Girl is such a pain in the ass.
Oh look, the guy is unlikable, and I'm guessing it's obvious that he will be added to the kill counter. Shit, toxic masculinity. And then she checks on Jessica, who I have no idea who the fuck these characters even are, to see if she's well, and then this happens.
Finding it useless to attempt shaking the creature off, I pulled its wrist onto the broken pane.
Jess?
And rubbed it to
Please shut up.
and fro, till the blood ran down and soaked the bedclothes. Yet still it wailed, "Let me out!"
Oh, it's doing the shitty alteration from the 2013 remake did. Something that's been in movies for a while. Listen to the voice in the original.
We are the things that were and shall be again. Snatch of the book. We want what is yours.
Life!
It sounded demonic and threatening, like it was like from another dimension.
Till the blood ran down and soaked the bedclothes. Yet still it wailed, "Let me out!"
What the fuck was that even about? It's like they had 2 or 3 sound channels, as they just made like one high-pitched and the other one low, and called it a day. You know.
Something that sounds like this.
You know why the original Deadites sound like a threat? Good acting. That was why it sounded malicious.
It also sounds like a trans person if he took too much estrogen to sound like a girl and failed his vocal training. Even cutting off his own dick and balls weren't enough for the transition. Instead, he looks like a freak slideshow and tries to cover his masculinity with a voice changer.
I'm afraid there's nothing more we can do. You'll just have to live with being a woman. A very ugly one.
And in the next 5 minutes, not really much shit happens. So she rips off her scalp, and not even in the most graphic way possible, to the point where you even think that the budget of what would be made into a better movie with more realistic effects that would actually have an impact on the audience. Then she walks out onto the guy taking the piss in the lake without a scalp, which honestly looks like she tried opening a jar of jam only for it to spill all over her head, which, yeah, just look at the fucking budget here. Oh, come on, this could have been gone a lot better, like, and a lot longer, instead of just cutting her throat and just throwing herself in the lake. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, we could have actually seen some gory detail, but no, since this is a Warner Brothers horror movie made in 2023, I'm not expecting anyone to take risks as a means of offending and traumatizing anyone, which you'd think would be the entire point of what a horror is, but I digress. So, the girl just flies above the water like in your typical Blumhouse jump scare-ish horror movie. Man, I'm so scared with the bad CGI. And look, the fucking Evil Dead like fonts rising. Get it? Rise high, get it? Then we cut to present day, with some bitch in the toilets. Like if they were trying to do a weird unbridged version of the beginning of 8 Mile, when Eminem is doing drugs in the toilets. Oh wait, no, he was just puking. Alright, never mind, let's scratch that. Like, anything beforehand even meant anything to the plot. Like, really, you could have just cut out that 6 minutes and you wouldn't really miss much. But the first 6 minutes were supposed to give everyone a taste and glimpse of what you're getting to. Yeah, with literal Who characters that don't add anything to the plot. Oh, except from, like, the end of the movie, which, we'll get into that later. Oh, hey, look at me, I'm pregnant. Oh shit, it's the house from Child's Play. Another disgusting looking woman. Look at that fucking schnoz. Ew, holy shit.
Have you seen my favorite black t-shirt? I need it for the Labor Day protest tomorrow.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
The fucking Labor Day protest, excuse me? Okay, we went from traditional women who want to be fucked by their boyfriends, from, let's say, I don't know, the first 3 films and also the mid-remake, wearing scantily clad clothing, to just a single mother who don't need no man because men are toxic, I guess, and this really has a good outcome on her children, since her daughter is a short-haired dyke feminist who wants to go to a Labor Day protest. And I'm assuming the writers and the directors perceives like 99% of what is hip and cool to be some sort of weird feminist agenda with some sort of short-haired dyke and a trans boy. Man, how's a single mother raising doing for your kids? Doing well?
That's so gay.
Homo!
You faggot! So you're a queer, aren't you?
Fag! Queer!
Faggot! What are you, a fag?
What the fuck does this have to do with fucking Evil fucking Dead? The series where Ash Williams is hacking up deadites and saying funny lines, being the most campiest movie franchise possible. But no, we get this shit. Okay, I mean, you did have a 30-minute setup in your original movie that actually builds up immersion for what you're going to see, you know, knowing that a horror movie is going to happen, which you're surprised with the first Deadite as a result. But hey, this movie isn't entirely woke because you got edgy shit like this in here. And it's almost like some edgy deviantart wrote this movie.
Hey Bridget, moms on nights and we're watching all the Freddy movies in a row.
Even the shitty ones.
There aren't any shitty ones. So you, wanna come over and...
In your dreams.
Ha 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 ha! Look at these dogs talking about watching the Freddy movies. She don't need no nerd. She don't need no man. Even if she's black. Wait a minute. Could that be that she's racist? That she'd shut the door on him? Also, why the fuck would you even hang out with this bitch who just has a shirt named Eat the Rich? I'd rather just fucking shoot myself than hang out with this cunt. Or just hang out with some people who are way more interesting and, you know, actually live in a proper house instead of a apartment complex. This is why we need a father figure.
It's dirty.
Well, stick it in the laundry and I'll do it later.
You'll forget. You always forget.
You're a bitch.
Next, the phone will ring and there will be nobody there.
Slinging slasher! What's weird is that in this movie, there are supposed to be sisters. I don't know about you, but it's kind of weird that both sisters have a huge age gap, as one is 12 years older than the other. But I digress.
You been sleeping? You look like Mom.
Pete's looking like a tampon.
What? What the fuck?
You know the downstairs buzzer is totally busted. I was able to walk in right up the street.
Whole building's busted. It's getting knocked in a month.
You're kidding me.
Nope, we're out.
Well, no shit, you haven't found a new place. You don't have a father figure paying the bills around here. So much for that woman that needs no man, am I right? Right?
Was Bangkok awesome?
Insane. Crazy, obsessive fans over there.
Did you drink snake blood?
Hey, that's culturally insensitive.
What the fuck? Snake blood culturally insensitive? Wait a minute. From what I just looked up, it's something that Vietnamese do in order to improve health and virility. I'm saying that wrong, but fuck you, I guess. But I don't get it. How the fuck is that culturally insensitive.
That's culturally insensitive.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, woman? Dumb bitch with a short haircut. I hope this bitch dies along with a trans boy. I really should be careful of what I wish for. Oh, speaking of, I haven't even mentioned the elephant in the room yet. Yes, there is indeed a trans boy who looks like a slimmed down version of Wade the Wallaby. Look, I don't know why I put that there. Like, only like 4 people are gonna get this joke. Like, look, I had to, okay? He literally looks like him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, moving on. So, Beth is a guitar technician. Okay, movie, I see what you're trying to do there. You can't fool me by saying that this woman can be a technician. That's not realistic. That's not diversity. The only job that you're good at is being a housewife.
Harvey, want anything special for your birthday?
Just a decent cup of coffee.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. Honey, your coffee's undrinkable.
It's pretty harsh.
Well, so's your coffee.
And he didn't even kiss me goodbye.
Women, know your limits.
Danny told me that when this building used to be a bank, a teller got caught stealing and hunged himself. And if you walk around with coins in your pockets, his ghost hears the jingle. And he scares you to death so he can take all your money.
Gay! Scares you to death so he can take all your money? I may have the sketch of the person you're looking for. Are those the guys you're on about?
I'm sorry, okay? You know when I'm on the road,
Whoa. Okay, let's just stop there and just look at the scene for a sec. What do you see here? This poster on the right saying that feminism is not a dirty word. People say that this movie isn't woke. Motherfucker! We have culturally insensitive.
That's culturally insensitive.
And we have these retarded posters like, feminism is not a dirty word. The devil is in the detail here. This isn't the first time I've seen this kind of subliminal messaging in these types of horror movies. Another one that comes to mind is when I went to watch Scream 6. That movie was so fucking bad that I almost fell asleep fantasizing about what other movies I could be watching instead of that one. And also this.
Okay, nerds, listen up. As terrifying as this all is, I'm actually glad I get a chance to redeem myself for not calling the killers last time. It's fine. Okay, the way I see it, someone is out to make a sequel to the requel.
What's a requel?
You're beautiful, sweetie. Let's hold questions to the end.
Stab 1 took place in Woodsboro.
The black woman wearing the Pride Eyesore flag and a shirt saying, strong female lead, which has to get shoehorned into everything these days, because propaganda and ESG points. And if we don't put that in there, we're bigots. We're the bad guys for calling out this propaganda shit. Especially when you have like pedophiles and drags and naked hairy men in front of children at pride parades. But hey, what do I know? I'm a bigot and a triggered anti-SJW for calling that bullshit out, apparently. Calling something that's been shoved into fucking everything.
Stab 2 took place in college. Should we think that the killer's trying to copy the movies?
That is one possibility. Heroes now in college. Check. Suspicious new characters brought in to round out the suspect list and/or body count. Check, check, and check.
I don't like this.
I can't just think about Stab 2. Why not? It would make sense if this were just a sequel. But we're not in a sequel, because nobody just makes sequels anymore. We're in a franchise, and there are certain rules to a continuing franchise.
I have a feeling.
Rule 1. Everything is bigger than last time. Bigger budget, bigger cast, bigger body count, longer chases, shootouts, beheadings. You gotta top what came before to keep people coming back.
Beheadings?
Beheadings. Rule 2. Whatever happened last time, expect the opposite. Franchises only survive by subverting expectations. If the killers last time were whiny snowflake film nerds with letterboxd accounts instead of personalities, you can bet the opposite will be true here. And rule 3. No one is safe. Legacy characters, cannon fodder at this point. Usually brought back only to be killed off in some cheap bid for nostalgia. It's not looking too good for Caitlin Kirby. Oh, and that's not even the worst part.
This is the part where she tells us the worst part.
James Bond,
Shut up!
Skywalker, all died.
Shut up! Shut up!
Any of us?
Oh, there's this.
Any of us could go at any time, especially Sam and Tara.
Wait, any of us?
Yeah.
Am I in the friend group?
Yeah.
Am I like one of the targets?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna die a virgin?
Oh yeah, and we got forced gay relationships that would make gay queer sites blush.
Mixed race couple? Cringe!
First off, you could at least, you know, fetishize it like Jennifer's body. Second, that black bitch is ugly as hell. Why would you think I want to see a white girl race mixed with maybe two shoes?
Doggone cats mess up my whole evening.
Straight out the banana trees, eh? Well, you take it from me, Nick Nog. You go stealing white man's motor cars and you get white man's stick, right?
So the mother tells the kids to go get pizza as she talks to her sister in the bathroom.
And I need you to help me figure it out. Again. What happened?
Shut the fuck up and kiss already. Like, I didn't come to a horror film for nothing.
Hurry up, Ridge. You want to carry them?
The pizza is making me hungry. In fact, I ordered two since I'm a fat fuck.
Then some random earthquake happens like they're living in Japan.
Thumbs up this video for epic earthquake, and I'm not trying to make a joke of it.
Jesus Christ, did One Punch Man pound the ground or something?
Nice job from dropping the pizzas, you fucking dumb bitch. There's one thing that you're a woke cunt, but you cannot hold a box of pizzas during an earthquake. I'm going to beat the ever-loving crap out of you.
I'm gonna beat the living hell out of you!
Shit. That was intense.
I think I peed my pants.
And then the earthquake is so intense that it makes a hole in the ground that's a passageway to another room. Why? How the fuck should I know? Predictable much?
Careful, Dan. There could be aftershock.
Hey! Shut up!
Danny! Relax a minute, Bridge.
Yeah, Bridget, shut the fuck up. I want to see the trans boy die already.
This scene pisses me off for some reason. That ugly blue filter that makes it look like you're looking into a toilet bowl makes it look like your typical generic paranormal ghost movie.
Okay, that jump scare was fucking weak as hell. Not only is it lazy, but it's so fucking predictable. Especially when you have this delay of the chorus just falling down when the sound just gets increasingly louder. Especially when we have ambient music playing, which just destroys the immersion entirely. I mean, last time I checked, I thought I was watching an Evil Dead movie and not The fucking Conjuring.
And then Danny the Troon gets the Book of the Dead near some photos and documents from 1923. Why the fuck does this seem like something right out of one of the most inoffensive series possible? Where have I seen shit like this before? No, it's not The Conjuring or The Grudge remake. Oh yeah, fucking Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember those two shows? Fucking children's anthology horror shows have done shit like this before, and they're scarier than this, believe it or not. What the fuck does that have to say about modern horror that I've been repeating the whole video? It's nerfed down to a point where it's trying to appeal to modern audiences. Then we go back to the mother and her sister in the apartment. They both try and call the kids and find out that they have no signal, so they ask one of the neighbors, including this Gunnar Hansen-looking guy who smokes, so we can already know that he's cool.
Let me ask you something. Can you hear her up there? What? Quake. Seen her hiding in the ducts.
You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that in this one for me that this scene has some quirky and relatable humor, and not to mention the self-aware humor, which is supposed to be funny, I guess.
Evil Dead does have a lot of the standard horror movie tropes, but it's actually really self-aware in the way that it uses it.
That changes everything.
You never take the elevator after a quake.
Bridget dropped the pizza.
Oh, honey, I love you guys so much more than pizza.
You should instead love pizza more than your inbred disgusting children.
Like, when does this movie singing some lullaby fit into Evil Dead? Like, but hey, Joe LaDuca, the original composer, isn't credited as some sort of composer, unlike the other one, so that explains everything. And instead, done by Stephen McKeon, who did, well, there you go.
You think it might be worth something? Mom could do with some extra money right now, don't you think?
I don't think Mom wants cash from something you stole.
Stop being a bitch and come on.
It's not stolen. It's probably been locked in that vault forever.
Yeah, and weird shit like this gets locked away for a reason.
The acting is garbage, like, especially for the trans person who can't act. Like, come on, just, like, fucking hire people that can fucking act. You know, stop fucking, like, hiring people based on gender and fucking race. Just because, you know, diversity and shit. But no, you're gonna have to fucking do it, and then you get shit fucking actors, right? And, like, not to mention this, like, these fuckers act like they barely know each other, and they just met each other on set. Come the fuck on, like, what's this supposed to be?
Just leave it, Dan. Let me see it.
Okay, last time I watched Evil Dead, the Book of the Dead didn't have fucking teeth. Like, what the fuck is this supposed to be? Some sort of trapper keeper from South Park? The South Park episode of the same name?
Wait, no, I meant the book from Harry Potter, and I don't even watch that garbage.
Hey, look, artwork. Should have body horror and gory attention to detail. That should have been potential to put in the film in the first place.
I don't like this, Dan. You need to put it back right now.
But wait, does he put the book back with the blocks? Or does he just play with it? I see what the fuck you're trying to do, movie. You can't fool me. It's like what I said with Mifregan. The trans boy is going to play the recording and summon the Necronomicon because he's retarded. And then it's going to possess the family members and it's going to lately regret reading the book. Yes, that is a spoiler, but it's something that I predicted even before I watched the movie. And I knew that was going to happen. Like, so much for making good immersion, I guess. See? It's easy.
You see?
It's easy!
Like, I'm good at this game, aren't I?
And then Danny reads out the book that opens the Passage of the Dead. And we get the iconic camera going into the apartment and pushes the mother so hard back into the elevator to the point that her sandals fly off, and we get another shot of her feet. They do a abridged version of the original by fucking with the mother, and how the wires try and rape her.
Wait, are we getting the rape scene with the elevator wires? Let's fucking go, dude! Yo! Oh, and wait a minute, this is a 2013 movie, I forgot. And instead, she does a poor imitation of the cover for Sonic Adventure.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just a blackout.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not like you're got an insecure, incompetent tranny summoning the dead over here. No, don't worry about it. Hey, honey, I'm home. Gee, who let the gifted kid into the house? Oh boy, the autistic woman is making scrambled egg. Can I have some?
The wind was clean and the birds were singing the sweetest melody.
Today, Junior?
Melodies? It was the perfect day, and all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and climb inside your body so that we could stay one happy family.
Okay, Larry Cronin, the director of this movie. Is that your fetish? Well, so much for my breakfast at night, I guess.
Breakfast!
It's me.
Adding music to it doesn't make it scarier.
That's a lot of cum!
Danny, come on.
Uh-oh, instead of the bridge being gone, the stairs are gone. Byron, you get a break now. Next time you can try jumping down.
They were so fucked. May I pray?
She's not religious.
Oh yeah, and I forgot, she's an atheist. You know, the Bible could just help in this situation, just saying. And I have to say that Gunnar Hansen looking dude with a cigarette in his mouth is probably the most likable character in the entire movie. Like, we don't even get fucking people smoking in movies these days as much, which I do applaud it for that.
I want Dad to come home. He will. When we get the phones working again, he'll come right back.
How do you know he will?
Daddy didn't love me! Daddy wasn't there to change my underwear.
So the autistic woman is put into a bath. Honestly, I know where this is going.
I'll get ice.
So she does a Spider-Man and autistically screeches before she passes out. Because, I guess, funny. Not to mention, when she gets put into the fucking bathtub, she acts like an autistic kid would when the parents force him to have a bath.
You can go to Chuck E. Cheese's tomorrow. It's bath time right now. You must keep clean.
I don't want to be clean.
Caillou, how dare you not take a bath? That's it. You are grounded for Google Plex years.
When you get up tomorrow morning, you will be taking a bath. And I am dead serious. Now go to bed now.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
Okay, the fucking makeup compared to the originals is fucking soulless as hell. Like, come on. At least the original trilogy made every Deadite look somewhat unique, rather than just putting, like, pale makeup and red eyes, like she just got shit-canned and overdosed.
I'm free now. Free from all you titty-sucking parasites.
And of course they have like some dialogue, dark humor moments, again, in times where you'd never expect it. Like right before the mom's about to kill one of the children, she calls him like a titty sucker, which was just so weird and out of left field that it put a smile on my face, had me grinning.
That makes no sense.
She later starts killing people, and then we get this shitty reenactment of the eyeball swallowing scene from the second one. You remember that one? Here's the one from Evil Dead Rise. That one was just shit. A bad use of CGI, and it's just slow to the point that you know what's going to happen when he has his mouth open, when he's doing the soy face. The original actually had some good timing. How does it look shit? It looks just as good and faithful to Evil Dead 2. Let me explain. So in Evil Dead 2, you get everyone jumping on the Deadite until its eyeball pops out, as that one bitch is screaming. Then it just shoots light speed into the woman's mouth. Here, with the CGI eyeball, it just looks soulless. Yeah, granted, it had been funny to anyone not familiar with Evil Dead, but to me this seems kind of fake and kind of boring. And kind of, okay, it's just there. Like, the original had this Three Stooges kind of wit to it, with some slapstick in the horror setting. The grape flicking scene. Look, don't quote me on this, I just found this out through a YouTube comment on the Moist Meter of Evil Dead Rise video.
It's reaching this like crescendo with all of these crazy sound effects, which is something that really stood out to me. This is like one of the loudest movies I've ever heard in my life.
Loudest movies I ever heard in my entire life. Give me a fucking break, Critical. It's just your typical horror movie with the same old shit. Have you ever seen Driller the Killer? You know, a video nasty from the late 70s that was advertised as it should be played loud? You know, anyone? Hey, Tumbleweed, do you know about Driller the Killer? What the fuck am I even expecting from my Zoomer fanbase?
Regardless, like, during these moments of tension, the tension will be broken not with like a generic jump scare, but with a dark joke, which I've never really seen before outside of like Evil Dead itself. So like, to give an example, I'll give a quick example, and this might be a minor spoiler. Once shit starts popping off, you know, it's going nuts to butts, 1,000,000 miles per hour, people are dying, the possessed mom is killing people. She bites the eyeball out of one of the residents of the building. And she spits that eye into the mouth of another resident that was in the background. She literally, like a fucking sniper, like a cannonball firing, spits the eyeball into his mouth, which was, you know, his jaw was on the floor because he couldn't believe what he was witnessing. So the eyeball goes into his mouth and he chokes and dies on it. It was meant to be humorous, clearly. Like, it was very clearly meant to be humorous.
Well, no shit.
Oh wait, is the hallway going to be Evil Dead Rises version of the cellar? You're just rehashing old shit now in a different coat of paint now.
You didn't scream loud enough. Of course he can't hear you. Fucking throw a fucking brick or something there, then they fucking realize you're there.
Don't you think Mom looks just like one of those pictures from that book? Answer me, Danny.
What does the sister do? One's about how Danny opened the portal from hell?
You never should have stolen it. This isn't my fault.
This is your fault! Get over it! This is all your fault!
Does she say, guys, we should be fine, we need to work together, we're not enemies? Woo.
Don't turn on each other. Ever.
Oh, what else happens is that Danny the tranny is going to say that it's his fault.
We're just trying. This is all my fault.
Hey, I'm good at this guessing game, aren't I? I've been ignoring the obvious for the entire video, but I really need to address it. I really shouldn't have to point this out, but look at how unlikable the children are. With the exception of the little girl, I guess, who doesn't even have a character and is way more mature. Like, the older dyke sister, who isn't supportive at all. Yeah, her quote-unquote brother, in quotations, did summon the dead through the book. But yeah, either way, I can't forgive these characters, nor can I sympathize with them since they're stuck-up arseholes to each other.
And then her new vagina on her face transforms into an evil one.
What the fuck, man?
I was worried I would be running out of orifices to make sex to.
I'm making some noodles.
A wound is not a pussy.
Sure it is. You see?
Oh no, they're not. Stop doo-wopping that. The penis should slide right inside. The bleeding should stop in an hour. Where the cock gets a ruby red shower. You say fucking cunt.
Why doesn't she scream after puking out maggots? Nobody cares about how the mother or the kids dies right in front of them. Even the little girl seems even more mature than these both. Process that! Okay, stop. Let's take a break to discuss what's been bothering me for half of the movie. Every time I think of the name Bridget, I always think of the femboy from that Guilty Gear game that straight people think is totally not gay by fapping to him. If that's what being undeniably gay is, without knowing that Futanari is Japanese or hermaphrodite, then count me out. But hey, I guess as a millennial who feels older than he already is, I will never be on par with the hip kids from Reddit or 4chan that think saying, if it's got a dick, it makes it cuter. Funny. I should just
go and hang myself.
And don't say the dick makes it cuter, cause that doesn't make it cuter. That makes it even gayer. That makes you gay, bitch.
Hey retards, just admit you're bisexual by taking the L. There's no such thing as a feminine penis. If you like dick, then you're gay. You can't argue with biology. If you think that traps or femboys aren't gay, then would you go this person from Pink Flamingos has a penis.
What's wrong with you, Mom?
I was just feeling sad about me and your dad. But he's here now. He came home to see us. We're getting back together.
Wait, Beth was a hermaphrodite all along? I knew it!
She was a he?
No, not exactly, but she did have a penis.
Oh yeah, and Bridge, as they like to call her, she now looks like she belongs to the Rammstein concert. Like, what the fuck?
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big ol' hug and kiss from you won't fix. Open up now.
I was so fucking bored to the scene to the point that I wanted the mother to just break her hand through the door and just grab the little girl's face and just rip off her face and bones. But no, this isn't an 80s movie where they would definitely do that. It will get banned, silly! We need the chinky winky bucks.
I'm sorry. I thought Mom was better.
You stupid little cunt! Look, what the fuck did you even think was gonna happen, eh? This is why we need a father figure. If that was my father, he'll be like, "Oh, you stupid cunt! You got everyone scared because you're too stupid to fall for the demon's tricks, yeah? You put everyone's life at risk, you dirty twat! Good job, mate! I'm going to whip you with the belt like the black slave you are and cuff you on the air, I am!" I love having a father figure.
Open the door like you open your legs, you stinking ruby slut! I'm not a groupie, you psycho! Bitch!
What the fuck was that childish tantrum? Wee! I'm not a whore! Words hurt my feelings, guys! Eee! Well, it's not like she's an adult and, you know, she should just accept the fact that, you know, words are just words. It's like, ah! I'm not a whore! I'm not a whore! Ah! Grow up, man.
I gotta kill the creepy crawlies that I got inside my tummy.
Jesus Christ, is that what people from DeviantArt and Twitter think is cool and edgy and disturbing these days? Look at this girl! She's eating glass and swallowing the shards! And the shards are poking through her skin! Oh my god! I can't sleep tonight because this is so fucked up! This is the most fucked up movie I've ever seen! Shit!
Clear!
Shit! A natural horror movie with gore? Blasphemy! This raped my senses! As I comment this with my Hasbin Hotel avatar. At least LAB's eats glass better without even killing himself. And keep in mind, this is glass off a fucking light bulb.
Jack, your sharp edges in your mouth. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
Fucking cheese grater. I wonder what movie this reminds me of. Oh yeah, a 2014 Australian horror comedy named Housebound. I remember watching that movie around 2016, which also has a cheese grater scene done well from what I remember.
Nah, I still think Event Horizon done it better.
How about you suck my
Right, first off, the original spear was better, and it actually felt like a crucifix being shoved into the heart, so it was burning. This kind of felt like she just pulls it out of her mouth and just falls over. Like, that's it! To be fair, if I saw this in cinemas, I'll be fucking pissed. Well, the good news is that feminist bitch is finally fucking dead, so no more of her blabbering her mouth, I guess.
That's culturally insensitive.
Those words. Yeah, maybe there's words on there that can help stop all of this.
We've got no power to run a turntable.
I can fix that.
Oh yeah, and I forgot, the movie has to remind us that she's a guitar technician, which is not operation on a guitar. I don't know how you can gain power after connecting crocodile clips, considering that the tranny said that there's literally no power, but what do I know? I don't know much about electricity and how it works, so, you know, I might as well just leave it at that. Also, I remember when Ash just, like, burned the book and all the Daleks just died. And then, what did they do here? They look up how to stop it by listening to the tape more. Something about this seems really off. Yes, I know.
Sure. And I hacked. And
I've been saying about this throughout the review, but this seems like really fake. Like the CGI and some of the boring horror from the 2013 remake. Like, wait a minute. Like, are you still alive? God damn it, just fucking die already. Something about this feels very hipster and cringe. It's like they're trying way too hard to appeal to the OG Evil Dead fans by being like, yeah guys, we listen to the fan base now and clear. And yet they do this Trojan horse shit by making the sanitized version that seems to be like a shell of its former self. But the other totally not fake fans will eat this shit up like corpophiliacs. If I had to choose between a poison between your typical woke garbage of a movie to some 2000s and early 2010s too edgy for me monochrome filter horror movie with hot women getting slaughtered, I mean, this movie kind of has women getting slaughtered though, but not very pretty ones. I mean, there's one pretty one, I guess, who is the sister, who I guess is kind of hot, I don't know. Then I'll definitely have to go with the latter, because the latter is so much fucking better. Because even with the 2000s and 2010s though, when they're trying to be like really fucking edgy there and trying to take themselves way too seriously, like films like Saw or The Collector or whatever though, like all these torture porn types of films though, you know, at least they have the fucking balls to live up to the standards of an 18 plus movie, right? At least they felt like we're watching an 18 plus movie. Like this doesn't. This literally feels like I'm watching a fucking Goosebumps episode, or like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, except it's fucking produced by fucking Disney. Okay, I will admit, this actually made me kind of laugh. I'll give the movie that.
I'm sorry, Cass.
Huh, what do you know? It seems like the statistic has gone from being 41% to 42%. Really makes you think, doesn't it? At least this movie is doing something right, and I guess kind of based.
I will swallow your soul.
Oh, fuck off, movie. Just fuck off. You don't get to use the iconic line of the Deadites in this movie. This one will always sound superior.
I'll swallow your soul!
As well as the one from Evil Dead 2.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
Swallow this.
So, what the fuck is going to happen now? Is she going to tear out the unborn fetus right out of her stomach or something and eat it? That's what I'm mostly expecting, right? Jesus Christ, like maybe there is something wrong with me. I mean, this isn't inside or terrify, isn't it? Sadly. An hour and 15 minutes and we finally get dismemberment. Would you believe me if I were to tell you that even in the Evil Dead remake, they did it better? Like, come on. Like, there's a difference between gory and there's a difference between just bloody. Right? Because right now you're just throwing gallons of blood everywhere, like a demented version of, you can't do that on television. Oh shit, looks like the transgender school shooter is out for revenge. Oh no! I really do like how they brought back the white eyes for the Deadites, like they did in the original trilogy. Although, the rest of the facial features don't really impress me. Again, look at the Deadites from the original trilogy, and look at how disfigured they are. And look at how the appearance stands out. Look at the one the granny that extends her neck like a giraffe. That's some real attention to detail by putting something that's going to be remembered. But here it just looks like it put on some face paint and then called it a day.
Everybody here dies by dawn, Dad.
Oh look, the little girl was somehow smarter than the adults in this movie.
So after they enter the elevator, they are met with some heavy menstrual bleeding from a demon, I guess. Seriously, where the fuck is this blood even coming from? Whilst the kids put their hand into the mother's stomach, which turns it into a marauder somehow. No, not Doom's marauder. This is the marauder, this creature combined with the corpses of the children.
For the love of God and all that is holy, my
Well, I get that reference, that's from The Shining!
Then they try and get away in the car, and then they see the marauder.
Okay, hands down, this is probably the coolest abomination in this movie, with all the bodies merged together into one. It's like some sort of Dark Souls boss. Yes, I like Dark Souls, shut up, no need to project your insecurities onto me. Ironically enough, the ending seems to be the best part of the movie. I mean, that's also the same with the Evil Dead 2013, but that movie was somewhat creative with its kills and possessions.
So the girls try to escape, and the little girl gets dragged away. Then this happens.
Come get some.
No, fucking no. She's supposed to say groovy.
And also, how the fuck did he get that chainsaw? Where did she find the shotgun shells? I mean, you assume the fucking shotgun shells would be like, I don't know, in that fucking old man's like fucking apartment. Just saying. What's really the fucking point of thinking about it?
And then one of the demons crawls out to grab her, just to put her in the grinder. And then, since the 12-year-old is somehow an assistant in this delusional world of Evil Dead, she can turn off the grinder. Which turns it off despite the fact the lever is not all the way down. And then she tells her to turn the machine back on to kill the demon, which crushes most of the demon as she sticks a chainsaw in it. Now this was almost an awesome scene, if it weren't for the lack of gore. Now I know that's just me being a picky dickhead, but with the bad use of CGI, which looks cartoonish, it destroys the immersion entirely. There's no intestines, brain chunks, nothing. But there is this body being teared off, which is kind of cool, I guess. And then that's not even enough, since the Deadite is still alive, after it got a chainsaw on its head.
You know, you really do look like Mom. And you're gonna fail miserably just like her. You stinking horrible grouping!
What the fuck was that?
You stinking horrible grouping!
You horrible stinking provided cunt! Also, that god-awful CGI, I don't know if that part was intended to be funny, because to me, it's just not for the reasons that the director intended this scene to be.
You know what she did? Your canting daughter?
And Beth and the little girl, who I forgot her name, walk out of the building and it pans to a keychain of the family on a roller coaster or something. Then we get some bitch named Jessica who also gets possessed. Like I said, the literal Who from the beginning of the fucking movie. Oh wait, she does come back! Oh my god! I didn't realize it was a literal Who character before the first 6 minutes. Thank you for reminding me of that movie. It's not like I was half paying attention at this point and I wanted to watch another movie instead, so thanks for reminding me that characters existed. It's not like anybody else really cared to begin with. The movie fucking sucked dick from the start, since the trailer came out. The pacing is awful, the casting is bad and cringe, and not to the point where there's some progressive family. It's because these actors lack the soul. It's like they just met on stage and they were just given the line of dialogue to read off and say, hey, I know you guys, lack chemistry between one another, so, I want you just rehearse, whatever is on the script, regardless of pretending to show chemistry. The comedy just feels off due to how serious the atmosphere is, which gives off a weird sense of whiplash. And even when it tries to be funny, it does it in the most MCU way possible. Like, why is the cat in the vent? Because random equals funny. It appears to show very socially awkward characters into the mix, with very awkward interactions in attempt to find relatability with modern audiences. However, awkward conversations make for awkward viewing, therefore not entertainment or captivation. Only cringeworthy meme-like dialogue, which is expected from Rangers in a Reddit form, which will be fine, except this is not a Reddit, and it is a film with a paying audience of adults, not man-children. And let's not forget the boring independent woman approach, due to its little girl being some sort of companion with her aunt as she just gets into trouble because the little girl is way more mature than the others, I guess. And as I mentioned at the beginning, it's a shitty rehash of the original. How? I'll tell you. Department B in the cabin, the ground cracks just suddenly, just like how the cellar door just opens randomly. The underground tunnel just being the cellar, which both have the book. The stairs are now gone like the bridge. They shut out the mother in the hallway, which was the cellar. And I guess the secret trail is the elevator. There are plenty of other mistakes, like, for example, like, the characters failing to question why the loved ones are suddenly being possessed, or how they barely react to truly gruesome deaths, and how Beth is thrown across the room. Like, those scenes were just unintentionally hilarious, as evident by dozens or so laughing moviegoers, which further proves my point on why everything seems soulless. And fuck you for pretending to care, because I'm sure Robert Tarbert and Resistance Pictures didn't for this one. With all that said, in this movie, it's really unrecognizable, since they just made a really generic ghost movie and just slapped the Evil Dead name onto it. Because that's exactly what you would assume when you don't know if this is supposed to be an Evil Dead movie. I don't even know if this was supposed to be an Evil Dead movie until they went to the title. Like, maybe because it lacks the H.P. Lovecraft feel to it. And if it wasn't for the diverse casting, it wouldn't have got that solid score, because Hollywood critics are paid to give it a good review by the funding of the ESG. Or maybe they're conditioned to like this movie anyway, like critical, despite the fact that nobody in the movie can act worth for shit. But hey, you know, what is talent anymore, right? But hey, since you do have a kid in the movie, why not just kill her off like they had the balls to in Murder Set Pieces? An exploitation film from 2004. Another thing, why the fuck is this film rated 18 anyway? It should have been rated a 15, if anything, since this is trying to appeal to the teenage generation as much as it can. But knowing most Zoomers who are in their early 20s and act like they're teenagers, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. If I were to give this movie a rating, it would be a 3 out of 10. Say what you want about the remake. It was at least entertaining and held up to what Evil Dead was supposed to be. Just don't go fucking see this movie. But yet again, who really cares about this movie to begin with? It's not like it's the next Puss in Boots or anything, like, and it's just your typical horror blockbusters that's just gonna get forgotten in like a month or 5, yeah? But due to ESG funding, I'm afraid we might see another installment of Evil Dead by Lee Cronin. So prepare to see your favourite horror franchise tumble down and get raped in the ass by big black cocks as it slowly degrades. I guess the reason why I'm coming off as an offended fanboy is because Evil Dead is one of my all-time favourite horror franchises ever. And to toy around with something that precious is like drawing dicks all over it and treating it like your generic, boring Blumhouse film. Except it isn't produced by Blumhouse. It's produced by Warner Bros., which explains why it got downgraded. You remember what happened to the Animaniacs reboot, right? Why are we getting directors with little experience in feature films direct something like Evil Dead? And to close this review off, I'm going to show you a proof of concept of what an Evil Dead should be made like in today's generation. You know, something that your mother's going to look at though and think, oh my god, this is disgusting, turn that shit off now, fam. or something like that, or like something that's gonna get banned, or you know, something like Human Centipede or a Serbian film or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, something from the fucking video nasty generation or something. Like, you know, like I don't know, Cannibal Holocaust or Evil Dead and shit. Though, just take a look.
By the way, everybody, the Marauder, just so everybody knows. The Marauder. We held the elevator scene over Lee's head to try and get the schedule.
The goddamn movie.
What's that?
This movie fucking sucks.
What?
He's storming out. He's storming like he's 7 years old.
I said.
He's gone, he's gone. He's gone, everybody's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. I think someone got possessed during the movie. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here.